everybody, Drmixable here. Today I'm recording Ziggs' first impressions. You should see the emotes in the background right now. So let me just jump right into it. He is a AP character similar to Caston in that he's got big burst with his high AP ratios, about 0.8, 0.9 on each, I believe. Those may get lowered next patch because he does do a lot of damage, but we'll see. I do like to build him with 3 Doran's rings, go straight, or get normal boots, and then go straight into Will of the Ancients, because it heals really nice on him. And then I do like to build a Rabadon's right after that. After that, it's your choice. If they have a tanky team, you should grab the Deathfire's Grasp to do a lot of damage to the tanks, or more Armor Pen with Void Staff. So here, I'm laning against Xerath. This is my first game. I start out with the Q, which you want to start out with if you're mid. You do want to grab Ignite if you're mid as well. If you go solo top, which you can go, I went solo top as him, you want to level up your E first because it's good for zoning out. And you want to grab Teleport in case you need a B to get mana, which could happen if you're trying to zone them out, especially if you're 2v1, which was me, what I was doing. Anyway, that bomb counter right there is counting down to his passive, which allows for bonus magic damage whenever you, when you have it charged up. Using spells lowers the cooldown by 4 seconds. But you want to try and poke your opponent with that, and you want to try and poke your opponent with the Q. The Doran's Ring should allow for pretty good usage of that. Right now his mana costs are pretty low. They could be up next patch or whatever, but we'll see. But yeah, you can also use it to farm, like if you creep is kind of high health, but you want to get that creep, you can use it. There I'm missing some CS. He's not really a champion that you need to farm too heavily on, because I didn't farm too much each game, but I still did a pretty fair amount of damage. That E is really good for zoning out, by the way. It's really strong. You'll see in some later clips. But there, as you see, the Q, I threw it full range, but then it bounced for a little bit, which is what it does, and then I was able to hit him, so it was good harass. And here, if you look at the river towards Baron, my allied Nunu is coming in for the gank, and you're going to see some pretty strong ability for Fizz to finish off. So here we get the slow flashes. I couldn't get my Ignite off, so I throw my Q. I'm able to get him really low, and here's the ulti. Really strong finish because it has such long range and does a lot of damage. So I was able to pick him off. And then go back to farming, and actually here comes the enemy Fizz's ult. But I just barely lived that one, but then Caitlyn comes in and ults me and I die. But here, the enemy Caitlyn's low, and I see that, so I throw out my Q, and I am able to hit her because of the bounce, and I know I hit her, so I throw my ulti, and I'm like, oh yes, I'm going to get her, oh, 4 HP, but we couldn't finish her off, she got away. But here, the Nunu and the Olaf have come in. I'm trying to do my spells. I missed my Q, but they're doing a lot of damage. There's the W. It does a little bit more slow. I did a little bit more damage because the initial one does more than the rest. But here's another powerful E from the enemy Fizz as it gets me really low as I walk right through it and end up getting killed. Here, we're pushing the mid tower pretty heavily, and they try to push us off, and Fizz uses his ulti and does a lot of damage. And I get really low, but I just throw down my E, and he runs through almost all of the mines, and he just has to back away. He can't deal with all of the damage. So, again, really good for zoning out. So here I give myself a little bit to talk. What I want to mention is about solo top. You want those ganks. You want to ask for the ganks whenever possible, because he's really good when it comes into ganks. You can throw that E with really long range to slow people down. The Q is long range. The ulti is long range. The W is good knockback for in case you need to help out as well. But here we go. We're going in on this Caitlyn. You want to throw your Q. I would have killed her, but the Kog'Maw's ulti hit first. The Fizz is actually getting away, and right now I have the blue buff, so I am just spamming spells. You really, really want to get the blue buff as much as possible from your jungler, or if you can go grab it yourself, because it helps a lot. It is really strong. You can just spam that Q, your mines, everything. So here the Ziggs, I may have called him Fizz, sorry about that. I get those two confused for some reason. I guess it's a similar name. But look, there's the ulti. Bam! He didn't even stand a chance. The damage from the ulti is really strong. It's like a 0.9 ratio. Here again with the ulti. Look at that Caitlyn. At least 900 health and just bam, insta-gived. That ulti is just, she had no idea. Here's the farm. You just throw down the E and then your Q. There's a lot of farm as well. So it's good for farming later on. Actually, the Q one hits back wave minions later on. But here we go. Olaf and I are going down the Singe. She's actually pretty tanky. Trying to do as much damage as we can. I did knock him back. But he is going to get away. We don't want to run into that fight. But here, Rise gets a nice snare, so we do as much damage as we can. I throw my Ignite. C gets low. And again, that ulti, bam. Just instantly gone. So here we go. Next clip, we are trying to push this inhibitor tower. We've already taken a lot of damage from the fizz ulti. You see it did 800 damage to me. So he's trying to zone us off with that W. He's trying to pick up that Rise. Rise flashes. So now we're turning around. We're trying to run away. Our Nunu comes in. He slows down the fizz, so we are able to pick him off. Then the Nunu tries to do his ulti. He's actually about to do a lot of damage to our Nunu, but I am able to knock him away with that W. So now we're going to move on to the next game in a few seconds here. But I think for Fizz, you do want to grab AP runes. Freak said in the spotlight, I have to agree, AP runes would be good on him. I would say AP blues, AP Quints, and then mana regen yellows, armor pen or magic pen reds, and that should be pretty powerful. I'll put that in the description. And then for Masteries, you just want to go probably a standard 2909. That's what I used, and it's pretty strong. But here we go. I'm laning against Caitlyn. I'm trying to harass. The Teemo's actually been bothering me all game, and I didn't realize, you'll see here, she's ulting me, so I'm like, alright, I'll ulti her, but the Teemo's just sitting right there. He's being really annoying. Their whole goal that game was to pick me off. They're like, Fizz is OP, so we're going to pick you off. But sucks for Caitlyn. Minions are too strong, and I picked her off. Here we go. I'm at 200 HP. I'm trying to go in this fight. Teemo was at the edge of my ulti, so he didn't take the full damage, so I didn't get that kill. But Olaf sees me, and he does his true damage, just barely live. But there, again, the E is just too strong. He has to back away, first of all, because Sujani and Yi are there. But second of all, he did tank like at least 4 of those mines, which did a lot of damage. So it's really strong on him. So here we go. I'm in mid with the Sona, farming up a little bit, you know, just trying to get what I can get. And the enemy team is about to come down, but I first go into my inventory, or not my inventory, my key bindings, and I decided to put my W on SmartCast. So it's one less click I need to do if I need to get knocked away myself, or if I need to knock someone away. It comes in handy right here as Sona stuns. He's about to get away, but I do knock him back, so he takes even more damage. We are able to pick up the kill with my ulti, but unfortunately I get picked off because Ziggs is really, really squishy. He does get picked off pretty easily, so you want to stay in the back and just throw all your bombs out and just try and poke away at people. Not like Kassadin, who you flash in and just use all your spells and then flash out. So here we go. Pretty funny clip here. I see the minions are pushing that tower really hard, so I decided, alright, well, I'm not going to walk all the way over there, so bam, ulti, and 200 gold. So if you look at my my EXP, it's just going up. So here we go. Later on in the game, I'm just got that blue buff again, so I'm just spamming over the wall. I think I'm going to get a Holly, but ulti just barely misses as she gets out of range, because it's fast if you're doing it from long range, in comparison to something else, but if it's short range, it's not as fast as you'd like it to be because it does have to do like an arc thing. Here, I think I hit the Teemo because 2 bombs exploded, but I didn't find him. I actually go back for the Q, but I didn't find him, so it's unfortunate. So I go back over to join my team here. I wanted to show the zoning out power early on in that clip, and zoning out here, see that Sujani immediately starts to run away as I start to throw spells at them. So here we go, last clip, my first impressions. We are getting that Baron, just barely pick it up before that Nunu can, the Olaf can pick it up, and I get stunned, but Sona stuns back, so I did get to live, do a lot of damage, help pick up that Teemo. I do my Death Fires. I did like at least 800 damage to that really tanky Sujani, so that's where I'm saying that Death Fire crafts comes in a lot of help. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed my first impressions, and I hope to see you next time.